Hey everybody, I wanted to do an unboxing for you on the Good Smile Company Figma Metroid Dread. This was a recreate figure, so this actually came out, it was sold out, I did not buy it. I waited a while like an idiot, and then I decided, you know what, I think I really do want it. So this is actually the second production of it. As far as I can tell, it's identical to the first. There wasn't any crazy pre-order bonuses or exclusives or anything. This is product number 583 based off of Metroid Dread with that really, really cool iodized blue armor that Samus rocked. And I thought it'd be fun for you guys today to do an unboxing, take a look at it together. I haven't yet opened it. Now I have seen obviously what it looks like online, so I know what's inside. And obviously if you were paying attention to the back, you would notice the same thing as well. But let's go ahead and take a look at the box here. And yeah, it looks pretty cool. So we'll go ahead and open it up. I will do my best to not make a ton of noise, but no promises, especially with some of this plastic. So hopefully the microphone doesn't pick up too much stuff. But inside you have those traditional circular stickers all over the place. So getting those off is the bigger challenge. And then let's go ahead and pull it out. There's a little cheat sheet in here. Sometimes the figures do have a thing on the back. They do have like a thing on the back, but it's just a black box. So there's no way to display this with like using the backing. The Dark Souls figure had that. It had a background piece that allowed you to set it up as kind of like a display. It's got a little pamphlet here. Looks like it's pretty standard. A couple sets of hands. The figure, the plate with the waist kind of girdle thing to hold it in place for some of those more intricate poses. And let's go ahead and pop this off and get rid of that. And let's look at all the contents. What I'll do is just make a mess and rip everything out like a caveman, and then we can look at it all together and see what we got going on here. Okay. I got the figures in the back, the hands in the back. Okay, I think I got all the stuff out. So first and foremost, let's move this out of the way. Let's go and look at the figure itself. This looks awesome. Looks really, really good. A lot of attention to detail has been made on the shoulders. I don't know how well the camera's picking that up, especially with the lighting in here, but there's a lot of little texture on the shoulder plates. The arm cannon looks amazing. It's got a really nice kind of feel to it. Especially, it's kind of the base model. If you remember, she upgrades her armor a few times throughout the game. I mean, I think it's pretty standard with Metroid games. The helmet looks really, really good as well. And just kind of checking out all the details. Even the back, the spine piece with the kind of modules that go down her back, the little thruster pack thing on the top of her shoulders, all look really, really good. Even attention to detail in her feet, in her shoes and her boots and the Under Armour, which is that black mesh. You could see snippets of it on her kneecaps and on the back of her knees, and then a little bit in her armpits as well. This looks really, really, really good. What I like about Figma figures is that with a little bit of finesse, you can actually get them to stand on their own. And they have a significant amount of articulation that allows you to really, really, really pose them in any way that you want. Obviously, she probably won't be standing like that, but you have a lot of articulation in the arms and the shoulder joints. A lot of times they're kind of double jointed. And this one here as well, the shoulder piece does wiggle a little bit. So it allows you to lift the shoulder up even higher, which is nice. The elbows flex pretty well. I mean, you can basically have her, fold her elbow almost like completely like she wanted to touch her shoulder with her fingertips. Obviously, the helmet moves around, up, down, left, and right pretty well. Same with the legs, lots of articulation in the legs as well. That kind of iconic Samus pose where she is, kneeling down. I have another figure of her. I don't think it's a Figma. I think it's kind of just like a knockoff. But the other figure I have of her, let's see if I actually have the pose here I can show you, where she's kneeling down. Yeah, this one right here. Move far away for a second. This pose right here, this is kind of like her iconic Samus pose, where she's got one knee down entirely and she's got her leg out. I mean, that's the kind of detail you can put into this thing if you wanted to. I'm not gonna flex it too much right now. I'm just gotta figure out what that ideal pose is. I don't quite know yet, but let's go ahead and take a look at some of the other accessories as well, which is pretty cool. Samus wouldn't be Samus without her own little morph ball. So this is just a standalone item. It looks like there's a peg there, so you could probably snap it onto something to make it look like she's crawling up. But it comes with a morph ball, which is kind of a neat little, I would say, accessory for her. It's just an interesting kind of piece. Here we have that thing. I don't even know what that is from the game. Let's see if it tells us if it has a name, a formal name or not. Sometimes they list these parts, sometimes they don't. Let's see. It's not anything that attaches to her back. Oh, I know what it is. It's her missile pod. It took me a minute to figure out. I thought it was like some sort of like, I don't know what it is, but there you can see it actually opened. So the nice thing about these Figma figures is a lot of the arm pieces are adjustable and removable, and I gotta figure out how now to take her arm off. Let's see if the manual tells me how. But that's actually to replace her arm. It looks like the whole cannon just pops right off. I'm pulling on it off camera here. There we go. So yeah, you can see now, I ripped her, poor Samus's arm's been ripped off, she's got a little nub. There is the arm cannon, and then here is the other cannon as well. Hopefully I get a good shot of that. So they have these little pieces here that allow you to plug into that armhole, which allows you to change it into a different function. Now, it looks like they give you a little plastic piece in here to kind of slide into the hole when you're not using it as kind of like a support, which is kind of nice. But there you have it now. She's now got her arm on if she's actually like firing a missile, which actually looks really, really awesome. It's cool that her arm actually opens up and shoots a missile, the missiles out like that. So if you wanted to have her aiming, looking like she was in the middle of an action shot, you could do that as well. And then just as easily, you could just pull this piece off and then replace it with the more traditional arm cannon. You just snap it into place here. And just a little pin set. It just pushes right in its little piece of plastic. And there you go. Now her arm cannon is back on. So that's actually a really cool accessory. I totally forgot that that was coming in the set. Now, typically with Figmas, you get lots of different hands. In this case, I'll just go ahead and open them so you don't have the reflective of the plastic. You also get a little plastic bag while I'm opening these to put all of your accessories in. Typically with these Figmas, what you'll get is a set of different hands to hold things, whether it be like swords or shields or whatever. And there'll be different configurations of the hand. Sometimes they'll be open-fisted or closed-fisted, or like this one, she's already got a fist. She's, making the fist hand here. Here, since she only has really one arm, if you think about it that way, because she'll always have her arm cannon, they do give you just a few accessories for her left hand, which makes sense. She has an open hand here, where she can have her fingers splayed open. This would be good if you were putting on top of the cannon. And then she also has a hand here, like she could hold something, or just like a more natural rest with a natural kind of curl on the fingers. And here's a little better zoom in. They put these little plastic pieces here to kind of, I guess, keep the hole, like preserve the hole, I guess. I'm not really sure. They're kind of nice to have. I can say that on my other figures, typically I don't pose them too often, to be honest, but if I ever did pose them, I find that sometimes the little holes, since they're cheap, they're kind of cheap plastic sometimes, they do get gunk in them and they do kind of clog up, and you have to take a Q-tip with some isopropyl alcohol to remove the hole, to clear out the hole for the character to slide their little nub in and out of. So it's kind of thoughtful. I haven't seen these before. Oh, that's not it. I haven't seen these before in any other Figma I've had. I don't know if this is just some new special thing that they're doing, or if this is what we can expect in the future. Lastly, probably most importantly, you're probably wondering what the hell this is. So this is actually a magnet plate. So I don't have any magnets here, but you'll notice it has a position for her boot and her hand. And I think, let's see if they have it on the box. I could show you. She actually can, I don't know if I can show you, zoom in here. you can actually position her, slide her foot into that mount, slide her arm into that mount, and have her do a wall crawl, which is awesome. I love that. That's actually really, really, really neat. I'll have to figure out a good pose, like I said, to put her in. Usually I just have them freestanding, kind of, all together. I think I have Link up there. I know I have the Dark Souls guy up there. I'll have to do some kind of thinking on what the best pose is. I use the IKEA shelves, so they're all the 12 by 12 cubes. So I don't have any magnetic surface to snap this onto, but it's kind of tempting just because this is such a unique look. And the fact that they give you these standoffs already in place with the hand and the foot, so you don't really have to really worry about positioning, is really, really neat. So she would just be basically hanging like that, and you could slide those pieces in. So that's really, really, really cool. I like that a lot. I think that's a really fun idea. And you think of like iconic Samus, right? You think of like what is she kind of known for? And I would argue that, definitely the ball. I think everybody agrees the ball is probably something that she's known for. But a lot of platforming and climbing. There you can see I put the hand plate on just to give you an idea. And it does hold it. I mean, I'm dangling on this figure. That's just with the hand. I haven't put the boot on yet. But I would argue that that is definitely one of her more iconic poses of her, kind of hanging on something like that. So I'll have to kind of kick it around and figure out what the best position is for this, kind of how I want to do this. But I got to say that I'm really, really excited that they give you these customizations. And just for kicks, since I already started it, let me go ahead and put her foot on. It is her, I think it's her right foot. I gotta look at the box. It is her, no, it's her left foot in her hand. Okay, so it's really bent up. I was gonna say, here's, I got her left foot off, right? Look at how much you gotta bend her knee. And that's the other thing, going back to the articulation. Look at how much you can bend this figure. You could bend her knee all the way up. I mean, it's like basically touching her chest to slide it on here. Look at how high that goes. Give me a second here. I'm trying to position the camera to show you, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do two things at once. So I'm just going to go ahead and see if I can get her hand and her leg on. And this makes for some high quality content. There we go. Is that on? It is. Okay. Look at that level of, look at that. So there you have it. So now her foot and her hand are in place. You could position the other foot and the hand as you see fit. But you can put her in a position where she's actually hanging on the wall, hanging off or climbing up on the structure. You could probably adjust her head and her arm cannon to be looking at you. That is really, really cool. I'm almost tempted to find some sort of like Velcro or adhesive where I can put a magnet on the side of the stand just to have that hanging there, because that is such a cool look. I really, really like that. And you can really see how much articulation you get when you look at how bent her leg is and how it kind of, even her ankle joint and everything. You could have her other foot dangling or an action pose, and just kind of figure out what that other foot is doing. But really, really, really cool figure. Really, really like this quite a bit. So hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm just going to set this down here. Hope you guys enjoyed this kind of look at all the different things that come included in this set. I don't know if it's still for sale, actually. As I said, this was a second run. They did sell out, and like an idiot, I waited way too long to get it. So they ran out, and then I decided I wanted it. They did a second run pre-order. I want to say I pre-ordered it probably 7 months ago now. So it took a while to get here. And obviously, if you're importing stuff, it's going to take you even longer. But definitely, definitely worth the wait if you're a Metroid fan like me. And I'm super, super glad I decided to pull the trigger on this, because this is an amazing set. And I think that piece alone and of itself just really sells the whole set for me. That wraps up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. And until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.